Hi, Courtney. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I am very well, thanks. You're just like me. You love at joining early. That's the same as when I'm attending people's Zoom calls. I love to join early. Where are you
Yeah,
tuning from today?
Massachusetts.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
So just so I get to know you better, is 6 p.m. a good time for you? Or like the reason I'm asking is because I've tried to run a number of these sessions. I want to identify what sessions work for most people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, six is not typical for me. I just jumped on because I had some time today, but usually during the day is a little better.
Okay, so then how about 7 p.m.?
Yeah, for me, the later it is, the harder it is.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
That's good to know. All right. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
no problem.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Doralis. So good to see you. How are you? Oh, you're on mute.
There you go.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, this Zoom.
Yes, how
No,
are you?
good to see you. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Good to
Uh,
see you too.
yeah.
Our podcast episode actually went live today. So I'm gonna
Oh,
send you all the links. Yes. It went
yeah.
live
Okay.
this morning. Yes.
Yeah, so
Hello.
exciting.
Easy. Did I Isis, sorry.
Hello,
Hi. Did I pronounce your name right? Isis?
Isis. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
fantastic.
that is perfect.
Where are you tuning in from today?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
So good to see you.
Yeah,
Have you been away? Like you've been away for a while.
been away.
Maya.
Oh, you're talking to me, or are you talking to?
Oh,
Yeah, I
Are you
was
talking
talking
to
to
Karen?
Maya. Sorry.
Oh, hi. So good to see you. I did go away. I went out of town for a while. So sorry I was out of communication. I sent you an email today. You might not have seen it yet, but I'm glad to be here. I saw your email today. I'm like, oh, that sounds so wonderful. I would love to fall in love with all of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
amazing. So good to see you. Okay, we are at time is 6 o'clock and I want to go. So I'm not sure if you saw my email. I think it must have been 3 days ago. Eventbrite had a massive technical glitch, and so all of my marketing for this event didn't even go out. So I think I'm grateful for that because that means I get to connect with you guys more personally compared to if it was a bigger room, like if there were like 15 people. I feel like I don't get to like know you guys better because you know how it is. So I'm just so grateful for all of you that are here live. And my goal is to serve you at the highest capacity. And if you've known me for any length of time, you know I am no fluff. I love giving value. And my honest desire for all of you here today is for you to fall in love with your business all over again and for you to close new clients before the end of this year. Okay, that's my goal. Okay, I'm just gonna let Paula in. So please type in the chat your offer. So what type of coach are you or what type of business do you have? Please type in the chat. Hi Paula, we actually just started. I'm so grateful you were able to join us. So type in the chat what kind of coach you are. Hi, kind of coach or what kind of business you have. Also, I want you to tell me, do you prefer workshops with slides or you prefer how it is now? So I have slides, but I feel like sometimes people prefer this kind of setting where there's no slide and we can all interact with each other. So if you can tell me in the chat, that will be very helpful. If you prefer slides, I will bring up my slides. Okay, Courtney says either way is good for me. Okay. Happy with or without slides. Okay. Paula says happy with or without slides. Okay. Awesome. Okay. I think I'm gonna share slides since most of you are happy either way, just to accommodate people who love slides. I personally am happy either way, but sometimes I love to look into people's eyes. So when I go to a workshop, I want to see the person talking to me. So I might switch between slides and no slides. If I get to a section where I want to actually speak from the heart, I'll turn off the slide and then we can speak. Yes, I love the introductions. Awesome. Okay. My last question before we go to the slide is tell me how much is your offer? So how much is your highest offer? Because the goal of this workshop is to help you close new clients before the end of the workshop. So tell us in the chat, how much is your offer? Yes. ISIS, I love that. Legal shield and insurance. Additionally, in process of starting a home care business. Girl, home care is where the money is at right now. Yes. Okay. She said, I didn't know about the offer. Um, what do you mean, ISIS? What do you mean you don't know about the offer?
You said how much is the offer?
Yeah, so how much is your offer? If someone decides to work with you, how much is your offer? Hi, Darnisha. I'm so glad you were able to join. Welcome. So excited to meet you. Hi. Welcome. So we're just doing a bit of introduction in the chat, and I asked people to introduce themselves in the chat and also mention how much their package is. So how much is your coaching offer? Because the goal of this workshop is to help you close new clients before the end of the year. Also, I'm going to show you a very doable strategy that will get you fully booked by March. Fully booked by March. I am so excited. So, I have 3 clients who joined me last week, and one of them on the coaching call, I said, "What is fully booked for you?" And she said, "Oh, fully booked is 3 clients." And her coaching offer is $5,000 for 16 weeks. And I said, 3 clients is 15,000 over 16 weeks. And she's like, oh, that's not as much as I would love to earn over a 16-week period. So I love to ask this question because sometimes as business owners, we tend to throw numbers at ourselves. But if you go into the mathematical calculation, so let's say you want to make $50,000 per month in your business, I want you to ask yourself, what does fully booked look like for me? Right? So if you have a job, a 9 to 5 job, fully booked will be, let's say, 5 clients, right? Based off of the time you have to coach in your business. So the reason I'm asking about this is we need to be, I want to say, crystal clear, because until we're very crystal clear about our numbers, we're not going to attract and close those clients. Okay. The universe loves specificity. So I want you to start asking yourself, what's fully booked like? What does it look like in my business? Okay. All right. I'm going to share my screen and use my gamma. Okay, so how I want to do this workshop is the first 30 minutes, we're going to do strategy. And the last 30 minutes or a few minutes later, we are going to do, I want to say spiritual alignment, but don't think it's woo-woo. I want you to reconnect with the reason why you started your business in the first place. In that second half, you're going to fall in love with your business. And when you are in love with your business, that's when sales flow. Because I have found so many people coming at their business from a logical perspective. And sometimes logic can only take us so far. There is so much more resources you have access to inside of you that I don't see many business owners tapping into. And that resource is your higher self. Sometimes we call him God, sometimes call it your gut instinct. So I want to help you reconnect with your higher self. And when you are in strong alignment with your higher self, my friends, your business will be so joyful, so easeful, and you're going to start attracting more sales. So that's my goal for this workshop. Okay, let me share my screen. I'm going to grab this and hopefully I can present. Okay, if you have any questions as I go, feel free to pop them in the chat. But if your question is super, super pressing, please stop me and ask me the question, okay? So, like I already said in the introduction, my goal is to help you become fully booked by March. I know that's an outrageous claim for most people, but the reason I'm able to make this claim is because I have tested it on myself and on my clients, and this works. So, I already asked you for your name, your niche, and your income goal. I've not asked you your income goal yet. I'm going to ask you that later, but you already put in the chat your offer. So if you're a coach, how much is your offer? Okay. I think many of you already know me. If you are on my email list, you already had an introduction about me. So I'm not going to spend too much time here. But looking at my journey and how I've grown in my business, I feel like my mission in the world is to help women discover their power and to overcome all of the imposter syndrome, limiting beliefs, not showing up in your highest power to take what belongs to you. And so that's my mission in the world. Also, I love to create networking opportunities for women because that's how my business has grown. So please make sure you take advantage of the chat. I personally know many of you on this call. So I know how amazing you guys are. And there is so much power when we come together as women, collaborate, and create new opportunities. A few of you were in my networking session where I shared a link to a YouTube video the way I was describing how I made $80,000 in just 7 months just from networking. And so if you're interested in that video, if you didn't see that from my last networking event, shoot me a DM. I'm going to send you that link. There is so much power in networking. Okay. Okay, and my goal is high ticket focus. So if you have a $7 program, that's not the kind of people I work with. I work with people who have high ticket programs. So when I say high ticket, I'm saying 3K, 5K, 10K, 15K offers, and even 20K. I have a client currently who has a 20K offer. I feel like that's where my energy is very aligned if you have a high ticket offer. I also focus on feminine energy. So many of us have tried all of those bro marketing strategies. It doesn't work for me. So that's a little bit of an introduction. Okay, so I already asked you this in the chat. I want you to define for yourself what fully booked looks like for you. So for those of you who just joined, I was asking how many clients can you serve and then you become fully booked. Now, for me, this is what I do full time. I run my business full time. But for many people, they have 9 to 5 jobs that we have to consider when thinking of what fully booked looks like for you. And at the beginning, I said, the universe loves it when we are very specific. Okay. So if fully booked for you is 10 clients, so you can serve 10 private clients at once on your calendar, then your fully booked number is 10. Okay. The reason this is so important is because we don't just want to throw spaghetti at the wall. Okay. Now, I'm not saying your income will be capped at 10 clients if your fully booked number is 10. When you get fully booked with one-on-one clients, you can then move on to groups while keeping your rates the same. Okay, so I believe there is no cap on your income as a coach, and that's why I love coaching. I have examples of women who I have modeled my life to, and I encourage you to do the same as well. So what I mean by this is having examples of women who have done exactly what you're trying to achieve. One of my mentors is called Brooke Castillo. At the last time she reported her income, she made $56 million in a 12-month calendar year as a coach. Okay. So I want you to understand that your income can be unlimited as a coach. And I want you to find mentors who have achieved exactly what you're trying to achieve. That part of our brain likes proof that what we are trying to achieve is possible. So I just wanted to say that because some of us might be thinking, oh, if my limit is 10 clients, does that mean I can only make $50,000 if I serve 10 clients at the same time? The answer is no. Okay. There are ways you can scale your business. Okay. Now, I want you to understand and appreciate the power of December. December is the best time to make more sales. The past 2 years I've been in my coaching business, December has been my most profitable time. Why? Your coaching offer is going to fall into three main categories. So the categories are health. So let's say you're a weight loss coach or you help people improve their health. Two is finances. You help people improve their finances. Maybe you're a business coach or you are a business consultant or you are a financial expert. Anything to do with making more money falls under finances. The third one is relationships. So maybe you are a relationship coach or you help people with their relationship with their mom, etc. Anything that falls under relationships goes under relationships. All of that to tell you that there are three main categories. Of those three main categories, December is the time that people evaluate their progress. So, regardless of your niche, it will fall under health, wealth, or relationships. December is the time that people evaluate and say, oh my gosh, I'm not making as much money as I thought I would. Or, oh my gosh, I'm not dating Mr. Right. Or I'm not married yet, right? Or, I've not lost all the weight yet. So this is the time people evaluate their lives, and this is the time they hire coaches and hire help. And that's why I want you to understand that December is the best time to make more sales, while other people are slowing down, by the way. Okay, now the real issue is not your marketing. The real issue why you are not currently fully booked is because of misalignment. And I'm going to explain to you why. For example, many people are on Instagram trying to close clients on Instagram. Maybe you've hired an Instagram coach in the past and they've told you Instagram is the way to get clients. And let's say you post for 3 days and then you give up. That shows you that Instagram is not your aligned platform. Okay. So the reason why so many people struggle is because they've not dialed in their marketing. Marketing is the secret to a successful business, right? And can I explain this the best way? You have to find a marketing strategy you enjoy because you are going to be doing that marketing strategy for a very long time. So if you've tried Instagram and you struggle on Instagram, it's kind of proof that Instagram is not your platform. Okay. Now, many times we compare ourselves with all of these influencers we see, but what we don't realize is many of these influencers have a team behind them. And then instead of being a coach, you are adding on top of your plate, you're trying to be a content creator because you want to have the most amazing reels, graphics, and all of those. And then you sabotage yourself because you aren't great at Instagram. So the secret to success, in my opinion, is finding a marketing strategy that you love, that works for you. There are so many other marketing strategies outside of Instagram, and I'm going to introduce you to some of them, the ones that work for me and my clients. I already said about alignment. Okay, so there is smart marketing, and there is one that relies on grinding. I believe everybody on this call is a smart woman. You are very smart to even be on this call. And so One other strategy I see so many coaches and business owners not leveraging is a search-based strategy. And what that means is you need to be on platforms that work for you even when you are asleep, right? So if you think of Instagram, Instagram is a platform where people go to escape their lives, right? People go to just scroll mindlessly. They are not necessarily in the mood to invest, okay? But if you think of platforms like podcasts or YouTube, anyone that goes on YouTube goes there to specifically find a solution to their problem. And when you leverage a platform like YouTube or podcasting, then you have that evergreen visibility. And what that means is people keep finding your content over and over. I have content I released like a year ago. Someone just commented and said they wanted to jump on a consultation, right? So you can leverage platforms that have search capability, and when you put out content that solves your ideal client's problem, then even when you are asleep, hundreds of people can be watching that same content over and over. And then those that are ready, of those 100, they reach out and then they're like, I want to work with you. Okay. So I'm just introducing this so that you know that there are so many other strategies that can work and help you grow your business if you don't want to be on Instagram 24 hours a day. Okay? Just planting seeds. Okay, also, let's talk about algorithm, right? The Instagram algorithm keeps changing. In fact, there was one research I found that said only 5% of your followers will see your content. And then if a high percentage of those 5% engage with your content, then Instagram increases it to 10%, right? So you have, I see so many business owners trying to understand the algorithm and doing different things. I believe as smart business owners, we can invest our time more strategically instead of trying to figure out the Instagram algorithm. And like I said, people go on there just for entertainment. They want to just see what their neighbors are up to and just entertain themselves, watch dogs and cats videos. If somebody is in the mindset of watching dog and cat videos, do you think they want to invest $5,000 in your program? They're not in that buying mentality. But somebody who is on a podcast, or somebody who is on YouTube, or someone who is searching on Pinterest for specific solutions to their problem, they are more likely to invest in your program. I want to introduce you to my 4+1 fully booked formula. And here's the formula. It's very simple. And that's what I teach all of my clients. You post one value video on YouTube per week. And this could be a 30-minute video, as long as it's solving a problem for your audience. So if you are a real estate agent or a realtor, you put out content that will be valuable for someone who's thinking of investing in a rental property, for example. And you can use ChatGPT to come up with content for your YouTube. All of my content on YouTube is generated using ChatGPT. Essentially, each video content should be solving a problem for your audience. The 3 clients I signed last week, I asked 3 of them, how did you decide? Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing for this part because I want you to see my face. I asked 3 of them and I said, what made you decide to work with me? And all 3 of them said, I felt connected to you. And I said, how did you feel connected to me? And they said they had watched my YouTube videos. They've been on my email list. They've been receiving my emails. And that's how they felt connected. In fact, one of them was talking to me about my daughter, and she was talking to me like she's known me for years. And the only reason that happened was because of my YouTube videos. When people watch your video, they can see into your eyes. That's when trust is built. When you have an offer, 3K, 5K, 10K, people need to watch a certain number of content to feel like they trust you enough to take them through the next phase of their life. So whether that's transformation for their health, their business, or relationships. So I want to impress upon you to allow people to connect with you. Allow people to know your philosophy, how you think, your mannerisms. All of those doesn't come from a 7-second Instagram reel. It comes from long form content where people hear you and see you. You could choose to do podcasts, all right? Guest on other people's podcasts. This is where you leverage other people's audiences and you go as a guest, you get interviewed for 30 minutes and people get connected with your story, how you talk, how you teach, and they're like, I think I can work with Maya. Maya is the person I've been looking for. That's how connection is built. Okay, and it was really interesting hearing those three people say those things. And this is proof, like I'm not making this up. Okay, video sells. Okay, and I want to tell you that many people, when I introduce this concept, they tell me they are not confident on video. They tell me all of the imposter syndrome comes up. And I want to challenge you that if I can do it, you can. Okay. You already know my story. English is not my first language. I just learned how to speak English at age 25 when I left my home country. So all of that imposter syndrome was holding me back. I'm like, they're not going to understand how I speak. And then another imposter syndrome was, oh, I have 25 pounds to lose. And so I'm not going to look good on video. Right. So my brain was coming up with all of these excuses. And the feedback I started to get from real people who were watching my videos, like it just blew my mind that all of those things didn't even cross their minds. All they were concerned about was if I could help them. So, all of that to say, you are enough. Okay. Exactly now, you don't need any other certifications. I have spent $180,000 on certifications programs over the course of 3 years, and I signed 0 clients because my brain kept telling me I needed those certifications. I went through the life coach school. The life coach school alone is $21,000 for certification. Les Brown, Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, all of them I've invested in their programs. And it was because I was searching outside of myself and I didn't think I was enough. Okay. So I'm encouraging you to say, you are perfect. You are enough. The people you're here to serve, they don't care about whether you have 25 pounds to lose. What they care about is your heart to serve them and to help them with their transformation. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat. I think we're almost done. I'm going to go very fast because, like I said, I want to help you reconnect with the reason why you started your business in the first place. Okay, so let's go back to my 4+1 fully booked formula. I already talked about one YouTube video per week, just one 30-minute video. And like I said, ChatGPT will help you come up with your content when you train ChatGPT on your offer and your target audience, okay? And I can teach you how to do that. The second one is 2 podcast guest interviews, all right? So this is borrowing other people's platform where you appear as an expert. I've found a very easy way that you can do this without stress, and you get booked on 2 podcasts where your aligned listeners are listening to. The third one is 3 emails per week. Now, people like Tony Robbins teach 1 emails every day. I'm not there yet. I feel like 3 emails per week is my sweet spot. But depending on your audience and depending on you, you can do daily emails, but I recommend at least 3 emails per week. Now, those emails are not just sales emails. There's an 80-20 rule, which is 80% of your emails should be value-based, and only 20% of the time should you sell to your email list. And number 4 is 1 networking event per week. The reason I recommend this, I already told you, I have a video where I explain how I made it was $80,000 in 7 months. I will send you the video so you can see the power of networking. This is where you find collaboration partners, and sometimes you actually find clients in the networking event. I use Eventbrite to find aligned events. And then the last one is one conversion event per month. This is usually a workshop or a masterclass. This is where people come to connect with you, see how much value they'll get from working with you, and then you invite them to come work with you. So that's my 4+1 fully booked formula. Now, I want to stress here that this is a formula I present. Maybe when you try to adopt this formula, you find, oh, I'm really good at TikTok or I'm really good at Instagram. You can adopt this to fit your personality and what you enjoy doing. Underline enjoy. You have to enjoy it. Okay, so I'm going to go very quickly why this method works. Trust compounds, and I am proof of that. The number of people that come to me from my YouTube channel, from my email list, your pipeline is warm. And like I said, your YouTube videos keep working for you. In fact, the more time goes, the higher your videos go in the YouTube algorithm. And you also have predictable conversion. Okay, now I want to ask you, tell me your business formula. What's your business formula? Do you know?
I don't have a set formula. I kind of do a little bit of everything. I go to networking events. Anyone I meet, and has a health concern, I share. And then sometimes I do in-person events. So it's a mix of everything, but it's not, I haven't set it like up like a formula. You know what I mean? Like nothing structured in that way.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. Now, the reason I ask this question is because business becomes a lot more fun if you know your unique formula. So, what that means is you need to be able to dial in your business to a mathematical formula, which is X amount of activities generates Y amounts of clients. So, it could be I attend one networking event, I do one workshop, I generate 2 clients. That's your business formula. Okay. So for all of us on this call, I want you to have this as your assignment to identify your business formula. Because only when you identify your business formula can we improve on that formula. Okay. In my experience, women do not stay in business long enough to identify their formula. No matter how terrible you are in business, there is a particular number of people you speak to that will say yes. That one person will say yes. Your job is to find what that number is for you. I'll give you an example. An insurance company in the US did a research, and they sent out their sales rep, and they said, just go knock on people's doors and say these specific words. And these were the words. You are not looking to buy life insurance, are you? And people will say no and slam the door. And all of the sales agents kept doing that over and over until they found their number. And one found after 120 knocks, one person says yes. Now, when that sales agent found their baseline formula, they could then improve and say, oh, what if I tried different sales strategy? What if I said, come see a business presentation or XYZ, XYZ? The reason I told you this story is because I want you to understand the power of identifying your business formula. How many people do you need to talk to? How many workshops do you need to host before somebody says yes? Once you identify that formula, then we can start refining to make it better so that your conversion rates increase. When you're able to bring down or dial in your business to a mathematical formula, your business becomes fun. You are excited to show up, and it doesn't feel like you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall. Because that feeling of throwing spaghetti at the wall is very discouraging. If I really don't know what's working in my business, then I'm not going to show up with conviction, with joy and excitement. And those are the things that attract clients. When you show up with joy, excitement, conviction in your business, people want to work with you. Okay. So that's your assignment. And feel free to send me a message if you want me to look at your business formula to make it better. I'm going to help you do that free of charge. Because my goal is to help you grow. Oh, okay. So what's the algebra of sales? I already mentioned this, but there is something called the law of the farm, and I learned it from one of my mentors. His name is Myron Golding. He says that the secret of closing more sales is to not want the sale, to not be invested in the sale. When you don't want the sale, that energy actually makes people say, I want to sign up with you. And the way I want you to think about this is the law of the farm. And the law of the farm says that for a farmer who is plowing the land, whether there is hurricane or any natural disaster, there is a specific percentage of returns he will get from the land. So when you understand that law, you know that the person you're speaking to on a sales call, whether they sign or not, you will still make your average, right? So if your average is 10 sales calls equate to 2 clients, let's say that's your business formula. And you know, after having 10 sales calls, 2 people will say yes. If you know that at the back of your mind, then you're not going to be so desperate when you are on the sales call with one person because you already know that numbers never lie. Okay. So I want you to embody this and just know that, especially us as heart centered women, right? We know that there is a powerful force behind us and our business is mission driven. And we know that that force will help us be successful. So when we know that, then when we show up on a sales call, we're not desperate for the sale. And we are just there to serve people, give value. And those who are ready to work with us will say yes. Okay, so that's the law of the farm. And I learned this from my coach, Myron Golding. Okay, and that goes to feminine energy, right? So if you don't want to do bro marketing, if you don't want to chase people, if you don't want to convince people, then you have to adopt this strategy. Okay? And think about this. If you were having a chat with somebody and you didn't have the goal of selling them, how does that conversation go for you? If you didn't have a goal of selling somebody, selling them your program or your offer, if you were just having a chat, how do you show up in that environment compared with if you knew this was a sales call? And that's where I see so many women, they become so nervous when it's a sales call because they're like, oh my God, am I saying this right? Right? So I want to hear from your experience. If you were talking to somebody and you didn't have the ulterior motive to sell them, how would you show up on that call, in that conversation with them?
Oh, I want to share.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I resonate so much of what you just said because I am not a salesperson. I like to share. And when I go into a call with this, idea, okay, I got to make the sale. I don't enjoy it.
Mm.
And that's why I kind of let it go. I'm like, I got to work with what align with me. So when I get in a call with someone, I go with a heart of service. I want to serve them wherever they are. And what come out of it, whatever come out of the call, if the person end up sign up, hey, great. If not, I'm at peace. I'm not beating myself. Oh, man, you didn't make the sale.
Yeah.
So that's wanted to share that. So
Yeah, thank you so much. And it's the same thing with me as well. I had coaches in the past who gave me all of this script, and even just the idea that I had a script to follow was making me a nervous wreck, just because they already told me I had to follow this script. And everything changed for me when I ditched all of those scripts and I just showed up in service. Exactly what you just said.
yeah,
And that energy is magnetizing. People don't want to be sold to. People want to feel like they decided. Now, I'm going to host a different workshop on sales psychology, but people don't want to feel like you sold them. They want to feel like they had the power to say, I want to work with this lady. So,
yeah,
another thing, that's another thing I want you to think about tonight, as you think about closing more sales before the end of the year. So no more chasing, no more convincing, no more shrinking, especially when you know your business formula. That's the power of knowing your business formula. Okay, so I did some research about how many touch points people need to have before they convert, especially when it's high ticket. Okay, so on average, 5 to 15 touch points. So whether that's Instagram, podcast, email, and that's why this 4+1 formula works. Once you install this system in your business, like you give people so much opportunity to get to know who you are so that there is no pressure of, oh, I need to make this sale. Okay, so I want to go to reconnecting with your business. We have about 20 minutes left. I want to help you reconnect with your business. I want to help you fall in love with your business so that you show up with, like what I said earlier, joy, excitement, conviction, because that's what will help you close those clients before the end of the year. So I want you to unmute and tell me the last two clients you've attracted, how did you attract them? What strategy is working for you right now?
I'll go, Joy. So for me, my last two clients, one was through the Instagram DMs, and then one was through LinkedIn.
Mm. Tell us more.
Oh, okay. So through the Instagram DM, I pretty much, so for the month of November, well, October going into November, I created like a VIP day, an intensive VIP day. And so women that have been, I know, liking my Instagram posts, commenting, things like that, I just sent them DMs and I told them about my special and what it was about and if they wanted to learn more about it. So I ended up getting a client from that. And then someone actually reached out to me on LinkedIn. I actually get quite a few clients from LinkedIn. Um, Someone reached out to me and asked about my upcoming retreat that I'm having next year in March. And I kind of, I told her about the retreat and then I also told her about the VIP intensive day. And she was like, she will love to be part of that and to think about the retreat, but she did my VIP day.
Wow. That's incredible. Like I recently just found you on Instagram. I'm not sure how we found each other. And I just love the way you show up on
Mm,
Instagram. So I feel like Instagram is your platform, right? You enjoy Instagram.
I do. I enjoy Instagram. And what's interesting with LinkedIn, I'm actually in a transition right now to do my business full time, but my actual full time job, I'm very active through my corporate job on LinkedIn. But I think people go through LinkedIn to find me on Instagram to find more about me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Wow, that's incredible. So what's your full-time job?
So I am a community manager. I teach financial education for a financial institution.
Interesting. And what really drew me to your Instagram was how you talk about God, right? And I
Mhm.
think I messaged you and I loved how you talk about God in your post and helping women reconnect with God. So I am just so grateful to have you in my network. You are doing amazing things, and like 2026, you're gonna blow up. I can feel it for you, honestly.
I receive it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else wants to share? I
Yes, I
see
can
you on the
share.
Yeah, go ahead, Nima.
Okay, so for me it was through I post like I don't have any YouTube or anything like that. So I post either like on my status on WhatsApp or I post it. We have an NP group. So I post my because they let us post like our side business on Saturdays. So I post that and like anywhere that I go that I talk to people, you see. So two people that I met. One was through NP group, so I post about college account for kids. I say, what account do you have for your children that can go to college without taking student loans? You know. So
Mm,
some people reach out to me, and I explain to them that I was able to for them to become clients, and then also I went to the Mercedes-Benz to I think it was to yes I went to put air on my tires. So I saw this gentleman he helped me put the tires and then I let him go. I said, why did I let him go? I should have said something about my business. It's like I feel so guilty, but he left. I said, you know what, let me just sit here. So I sat there for like almost 10 minutes. I'm waiting. I don't know where he went. I don't know when he's coming back, but I was just sitting there waiting. Then I saw him coming back. So I called him. I said, you know what? Let me give you this $15 for you. Help me. He even went to wash my car too, not just to put air. He even went to wash my car. I said, well, I have this $15, but I said, you do anything else beside that just working here? He said, yeah, he's a student. I say, are you open to an opportunity? He said, yes, I am. I said, okay, can I get your number since you're at work? I don't want to take your time from your job. Just give me your phone number, then we can connect. That's how he was able to join my business. Because then we met on Zoom. I explained what I do. Then he was able to join my business. So that's how I do. I would love to know how to do YouTube and like Instagram, like yeah, like I would love to because I don't know how to edit anything. I don't know, like when I see people that are talking, they're editing, I do not know, but I love to know so I can expand my business. So that's how I usually do, post in groups. Yeah.
that's incredible. That's incredible. And thank you for sharing. So I didn't know how to edit as well. The only way you know how to edit is when you actually do it. So when I started my YouTube channel, I was just using my mobile phone. I just record. I never even edit. I just upload to YouTube. And there is an AI tool called Rika Clips. You just plug in the YouTube channel, the YouTube video, the link, and it creates reels for you, and you can post that into Instagram. Okay, so you do not even know how to edit. There is another tool called Descript. You can use Descript to edit the video, and Descript also helps you with the reels. Okay, so welcome to the club of women that don't know how to edit. You are in the right place. Okay. Anybody else wants to share before we go to the next segment? Okay, so I want you to take 1 minute each, and I want you to tell us um a transformation one of your most recent clients has received from working with you. So almost like a client testimonial. What's the transformation when they come work inside your program? So think about a client that's recently given you a testimonial and tell us the transformation. I will start with Isis.
Okay, you said tell you about a transformation that a client made.
Yeah, so what do people get from working with you? Like, what's the transformation?
Um,
Think of it like a before and after. So before they come into your world, what's their life like? And then after working with you, what's your life like?
um, well, I don't really have a coaching business per se. Um, my business is more in sales. Um, so I laughed the whole time you talked about the numbers and the knocking on the doors and all that I've been through it. So, but I'm going to have to continue into the sales field. So I signed up for this Zoom so that I could learn how to promote my up and coming business for home care, because I have to go out and market my business, and I'll have to talk to people and that kind of thing. So I don't technically have a coaching business per se, um, but yeah, there's definitely value in this information that you're giving, and I'm glad I found you on Eventbrite.
Yes, many people find me on Eventbrite. Someone that found me, her name is Dr. Leah, and she just signed up for my high ticket program just from Eventbrite. So
Yeah.
obviously there is a system involved, right? When someone registers, they go through my email list, they get emails. But it's such a
Mhm.
powerful platform, and I
It
encourage all of
is.
my clients to host events through Eventbrite.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so thank you so much, Isis, for that. Um, Paula, Maya, let's go around. Just less than a minute. Tell us the transformation people get from working with you.
Sure. So, through my course and through working with me, I help them develop a digital marketing strategy that they can accomplish in 20 minutes or less a day. So, I find that entrepreneurial moms in particular, we are pulled in all sorts of directions. So, we have little bits of time here and there. And by developing a plan and a strategy that you can implement on a daily basis for a set amount of time is doable. And so when people are able to put that into place, then the overwhelm goes away when you're trying to think about how to maintain my website, my email, my social media. Doing all of it can be overwhelming, but if you set up a plan, it's achievable. So that is what I offer. Thank you.
Amen to that. Amen. And I'm so glad that we connected, Paula, and we're going to collaborate. We have a plan to collaborate, and I'm so excited about that. Maya, go ahead.
So, hi everyone. So, I don't do a coaching business, but I work with products, holistic products. And so, I had a client that she's in the UK and she's fairly young. She's in her early 40s and she had high blood pressure and she was already on high blood pressure medication. So, she started working with my product. So, the main product I work with is wearable light therapy. So, it looks like this. It's a little patch you put on your body and it reflects your body's own light back into the body to create changes in the body. And she got off her blood pressure medication, I think in like 2 weeks. She was like
Wow.
not having to take it anymore. And so she knows when her blood pressure is high, she can feel it. So, but she also measures it. So she has not had to go back on her medication. So she's super excited about that. And I'm excited because it always feels good when you can help someone.
That's incredible. That's incredible. And Maya, we've been talking about this light therapy, and I'm just so glad our paths crossed. And you also found me through Eventbrite, so so grateful for you.
Thank you.
Danisha, go next, and then Doralis.
All right. So the transformation women get from working with me is they go from overwhelmed and uncertain to aligned, confident, and walking like boldly into their fulfilled version of themselves spiritually, emotionally, and I say practically too.
Hmm. Mm. Wow. I'm
Yeah.
having goosebumps. I love it. Doralis, go.
Unmute myself. Well, so one of the things that women, when we reach our late 40 and start dealing with, brain fog and energy crashes and sleep issue, somehow. So when I work with them, sleep is the first thing that we tackle because again, we all know when we sleep, when we have a good night's sleep, we can wake up the next day energized and be able to function normally. And when we tackle the sleep, the brain fog also, reduces. So, and that usually they will, my client after 2 weeks, they
Hmm.
was from having, a regular good deep quality sleep, they will see their brain
Hmm.
fog also diminish.
Wow. Wow, incredible. Yes, Doralis is a menopause coach. Our collab podcast actually dropped today, and I'm so excited about that. I've had feedback from my audience about how valuable that podcast is for them. So I want you to type in the chat, how many clients would you like to sign before the end of the year? So before the 31st of December 2025, how many new clients would you like to sign? Yeah, Tanisha, at least 6. Absolutely doable. Absolutely doable. Doral is 5. Amazing. Yes. Oh my gosh. I love all of this. Paula, I have several offers. One is full website 3K. Yes. I also have a business blueprint 14,700. Absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh. You guys are amazing. I love your offers. Okay. So, 11 clients, Maya, amazing, absolutely doable. Paula, 3, Nima, 10, Isis, 5. Okay, now I want you to reconnect with your heart, and we're now at the 31st of December. Okay, you've signed the number of clients you want to sign. How does that feel in your body? How do you feel? You can unmute if you think typing will take too long, because I see we have 3 minutes left. Um, I want you to tell me, oh, Paula is excited. Yes, that's a great feeling. Yeah.
Grateful.
How would you feel? What?
Grateful. Grateful.
Grateful, grateful, grateful. Yes, thoroughly feel great, great. I want you to understand that just the mere fact that you were able to come up with those number of clients in your head is proof that it is possible. That's proof that it's possible. The fact that it came into your subconscious and you were able to say, oh, I want 5 clients or I want 11 clients. That's proof that this is possible for you. Now, question is, how are you going to make that a reality? The fastest way I have found to make this a reality before the end of the year is to tune into your gut, the leading on the inside. So imagine this. Your higher self already achieved the goal. So Dora Liz on the 31st. So think of your higher self as a human being. So you can say Dora Liz, comma, higher self. So think of her at the 31st of January. She already achieved the goal. You have to tune into her wisdom. So she already got there. She already created the clients. She already signed the clients. Nima says 10 clients to get income protection accounts. Awesome. So think about your higher self and name her. I like to name my higher self because it makes me relate to her in a personal way. So I want you to tune into the wisdom of your higher self, because if you asked me today, I would tell you, based off of my experience, you got to run one workshop, host one workshop. But that's my wisdom. That's what has worked for me. I want you to tune into the wisdom of your higher self, the woman who already achieved the goal. So look at the chat, the goal you wrote, maybe write it in your notebook and say, that higher self already achieved the goal. It's the 31st of December. I am excited. I am feeling great. I am feeling grateful. And now I want you to ask her. She's a human being, even though you can't see her now. Ask that future self, how did you do it? How did you achieve that goal? And she's going to tell you. That's how you tune into your higher self, because your higher self has all the wisdom. Okay, if you haven't done this in a while, maybe you've been living in a very noisy environment and maybe you don't know how to tune into your higher self. It can be difficult at the beginning, but trust me, when you get quiet in your spirit, that voice will come and you will know exactly what to do to achieve that goal. Okay, so I know we're now at time. I want you, as you go to bed tonight, get quiet. If you used to watch Netflix before bedtime, maybe not tonight, okay? Because what we listen to before bed has a huge impact on our subconscious mind, okay? So tune into your higher self, and then you're gonna get specific directions on exactly what to do. And I want you to take those steps. Now, here's where the accountability comes in. right? Because the survival brain doesn't want rejection, right? So if your higher self told you, oh, you have to host one workshop, post it on Eventbrite. When your logical brain wakes up in the morning, your logical brain will tell you all of the 100 reasons why it's not going to work. Okay, so it's a battle between your logical brain and your success brain, and I want you to decide who's going to win. Are you going to let your logical brain decide? Because the only goal of your logical brain is to keep you safe. Because your logical brain thinks hosting a workshop is something that's going to kill you. Because it wants to keep you safe. Because if you host a workshop and you invite people to work with you, your logical brain thinks that when people say no to your offer, that's a bad thing. Okay, so you're going to learn how to decide who wins the battle, whether your logical brain or your success brain. I want you to leverage, it's called your prefrontal cortex, is your executive part of your brain. Use that part to override your survival brain. And I want to celebrate you. December 31st, you've closed all the clients you want to close. I want to come back here to celebrate you. Okay, now, if you need support, I can give you that support. My program is called the Double Your Income program, and I offer a money back guarantee. Let me know if you want more information. I have 5 clients who are closing in this December, so I have only 5 spots left for one-on-one coaching. This is one-on-one coaching, and my goal is to help you double your income. That's my program guarantee. I've tested it with so many clients, and it works. If you want to see my client testimonials, I'm going to drop the link in the chat for you to go see what other people say about working with me. Like I said, ultimately, my goal is to help you succeed. If you want to have a chat about hiring me as your coach, I'm also going to drop the link in the chat for you to. Okay, so I'm going to drop a link to my client testimonials just so you have a sense. Because if you just found me on Eventbrite, you're like, who's this girl? I really don't know who she is. I don't know if I can trust her. So I want you to go check me out. And then if you want a coffee chat, it's a coffee chat. I'm going to drop that link too. Okay, I'm going to stop recording so that we can unmute. If you need me to coach you specifically on specific aspects of your business, I want to serve you. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording.
Yeah, I was really impressed with how much value I got from the event. I told my family it was the best value for 2.5 hours I'd had in a long time on day one. The content was super useful, very easy to follow, and something that I could implement immediately, and I haven't stopped talking about it. It was just really, really a good use of time. Great to interact with other coaches and other people in business as well, to see what other people are doing. And I think just amazing value with no pressure and no expectation. It's just not something that you see very often. So I would highly recommend the 2-day training.
Hi, my name's Haley Sohn. I'm a business owner, and I recently had my first session with Joy, who runs Joyful Money, and it was so eye-opening and incredible. So the first thing we coached on was just money mindset. We talked about how to focus on the profits that your business makes first, which for me as a business owner is not ever my focus. I'm always focused on what I'm spending the money on, where I'm investing it next. I rarely think about paying myself or making sure that I have extra money left over for taxes or just future profits so that I can just continue to grow my profits. So that was super helpful for me and really, really eye-opening. And then the second thing that we coached on was getting seen. So increasing the visibility of your business, which is, as a business owner, the most important thing you can be doing. If you want to be growing your profits, you have to be getting in front of your prospective clients. So she took me through an exercise talking about how to get on podcasts, which I've literally never thought about before. I've always I guess kind of had that as a pipe dream, but I didn't realize like, I thought you had to sit around and wait for people to reach out to you. I didn't realize you could go reach out to these people. And there's a really simple process that she teaches in order to find them and get in front of them, and yeah, be able to like capture all of their audience in just one email. It's so amazing. So grateful to Joy. She's an incredible coach. You're going to learn so much as a business owner and grow so much as a business owner. It's not only going to grow the bottom line and all of the people that you're going to be able to get in front of and help, but you as a person having more free time and more like money in your pocket, which is kind of what we all want. Thank you, Joy.
My name is Kenya Sunkar, and I am a mindset and business coach. And I had the pleasure to work with Joy in her coaching program. And it was amazing because I was able to learn tools to really prioritize me when it comes to my business. So she taught me how to prioritize my profit in a way that I can pay myself first and then allocate different kind of money for different parts of my business, like my taxes, my costs for operations, and all the ways. And I was able to take that tool with me and use it for the rest of my life, which was amazing. Another tool that I learned from Joy is how to have more visibility by pitching myself to podcasts, which is something that I didn't know that is actually a tool that she has. So you can find thousands of podcasts that you can actually use to pitch yourself, so you can really have more visibility and promote yourself and your business all over the world. I thank you, Joy, so much for your help. It was such a pleasure to have a journey of coaching with you.
Hi, I'm Maria Baumgartner. I'm the founder of Legacy Life Coaching Program, and I had the privilege of working with Joy on some coaching around money. And when I say my experience with her was, one, I was so comfortable in talking with her and sharing where I was and the help that I desired and felt like I needed to get. But what she shared with me was so profound. I love the slides she shared with me and the models she shared with me that I'm a very visual learner. So seeing her model and her explaining to me how my beliefs and my money stories are creating the results in my life and the actions I can take was profound. And my favorite that she showed me was what it requires us to do to actually create the change. And she didn't sugarcoat it. She didn't say that it was easy, but she did show me that it was possible. She in fact had me give examples of proof and evidence that it is also possible for me. And just doing that in one call alone. So I know how much value I will get in further work with Joy. I'm excited. And if you're curious at all, if you have any money stories or you want to build more wealth in your business, please call Joy, get on a call. I am sure you will not regret it.
Hi, I'm Lila, and I worked with Joy Rowland, and the session I had with her was incredible. Her coaching, she immediately creates a very safe container to feel welcome, to feel safe in talking about what can often be a touchy subject, which is money and your money mindset. But she goes so much more beyond just that. She goes into your relationship from your childhood to and how it's impacting everything that you're doing in your business, and especially when it comes to dealing with money and when you're investing with other people or when other people are investing with you. And these are things that as entrepreneurs I don't think we talk about enough, and having a skilled professional that can hold this container to have this conversation has really been helpful for me in transforming some of my thoughts and some of the blind spots that I didn't know that I had. So I 100% recommend working with Coach Joy. She's incredible, and you will absolutely get something out of it and leave transformed in some way that you probably didn't expect. So highly recommend.
My name is Chrissy Stanley. I'm a holistic nutritionist specializing in gut and hormone health. I help individuals with gut issues and hormonal issues get to the root cause of their problems and eliminate their symptoms so that they could achieve overall health and wellness and enjoy life to the fullest. I do all of this by using a natural approach. I had the privilege of having my first consultation with Joy, and let me tell you, Joy is amazing. She is so inspirational and super, super helpful. She went above and beyond to help me get started with marketing myself, marketing my business. She gave me tools to make it easier for me to navigate social media as well. And she is so full of knowledge, and I love her. I love her work. I love all that she does. She is so, she's that coach that you want to have alongside of you. I felt like Joy was holding me by the hand during that consult. She was holding me by the hand and just leading me along the way and just making it so easy for me. After the consultation, I had more clarity, because starting off a business, it's like I didn't know what to do. I was jumping on everything, just trying to do everything at once, and it wasn't working for me. And Joy gave me so much more clarity on that, and I'm so grateful. So if you are contemplating on working with Joy, let me tell you, this coach is for you. She is the coach that you want. So no more waiting, just jump right in.
Hi there. My name is Michelle Spexarth. Recently, I coached with Joy, and it was a fantastic experience. What I brought to her was that I had been good at saving, and that since we moved, I had really struggled to save, even though my budget looked like I had money that I could put away every month. So we started delving into it, and what we found from the questions that she asked and from all of the insight that she was having was absolutely fantastic, very revealing, and so absolutely helpful. So I would love to encourage you, if you have financial things that you're working on and you seem blocked, or you are looking for a financial coach, she is fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And I hope that you will reach out to her and let her help you too.
Hi, I'm Charlene Ridley, founder of Unpause Your Dreams, and I am so excited. I just had my first coaching session with Joy Rowland of Joyful Money, and let me just tell you, it has been incredible. In one session, we have talked about everything from my money mindset, uncovering things that are limiting me from reaching my next level goals, and giving me practical application of things that I can start to implement today that will change my life and move me forward closer to my goal. In addition to that, we actually got to dive into podcasting and to talk about being a guest. I'm so grateful for Joy's processes and for everything that she has shared with me. She has figured out a protocol that will take you from simply wanting to be a guest on podcasts and not knowing which podcasts are the most aligned with your vision and your business, to being very clear on where you should apply, how you should apply, and then how to then build a relationship with those podcasters. I'm so excited about this relationship. I have to tell you, if you are uncertain, if you're thinking about maybe, should I do this now? Yes. You need to sign up right now, and I can guarantee you at the end of your first session, you will know that you have made the right decision, because Joy is like unlike any other coach you have ever encountered. Thank you so much, Joy.
Hi, my name is Jill Davenport, and I just had a session with Joy. And I have to say, she's so innovative and gave me so many ideas for not only my email list and like creating a welcome sequence that I have been snoozing on. And she had all these great new ideas for doing this and for implementing it that make it really easy, and for actually like creating relationships in the welcome sequence and bringing in sales. But she also had really great ideas for to implement about bringing in new clients from different streams that I hadn't thought of before. And she's actually really advanced about this stuff and creating systems in your business, and just coming up with new ideas that I hadn't thought of. And I have been marketing my business online since 2012. So it was incredible. I can't wait to go and implement the things that we talked about. So if you are looking for help with your business and getting a flow of clients in, and actually like getting the people to convert with your email list, among other things, she's got so many things to offer. You're going to be in good hands with Joy.
Hi, I'm Emily, the founder of Brave Widow, and I just have to tell you about my experience in working with Joy as my coach. I reached out to Joy because as I'm trying to grow my business, I knew there was something holding me back, but I wasn't sure what it was. And within even our first conversation, Joy identified some subconscious beliefs that I had that were unintentionally holding me back. Not only did she help me feel safe to have an open conversation with her, but she gave me practical tools in knowing how to address those subconscious beliefs and what to actually do about it. I feel so much more confident now about going into my consult and growing my business because I believe I have the tools to show up as the best version of me, not only for myself, but also for my clients and the widows that I'm helping. Joy is one of those rare people that's just very well-rounded as a coach. Not only is she an excellent life and business coach, but she is a systems, technology, and automation queen and a mindset ninja. So if you are on the fence thinking about working with Joy, here is your sign. Just do it. Sign up with Joy. You are going to love her as much as I do, and she will help you grow your business and serve more clients.
My name is Courtney Cowie, and I'm a holistic nutritionist who help people with their chronic gut issues resolve their symptoms naturally and get back to lifelong function and the life they want. I just did my first consult with Joy Rowland. She is amazing. She does such a unique job of kind of like helping people who are starting out or, in their business, in their career, looking to grow their visibility, grow their ability to reach people that, they can truly help by teaching them how to go out and find podcasts that they can guest on that, give them that opportunity to connect with the right audience. And she also combines it with teaching people how to understand the money coming into their practice, allocate it into specific buckets so that they have a plan. There isn't this surprise tax bill that's going to hit you 6 months from now, which as a business owner that's still growing, still trying to figure out how to manage my money, anticipate, understand, plan these things, is just gold, like total gold. And what was so valuable and amazing about just this consult was she actually showed me some very specific tools that she was willing to share with me to help me get off on the right foot to do this. And I can tell that Joy is coming from the place of really truly wanting to help people. She's got an amazing story, just growing up in Africa, learning what it takes to come from poverty into having a healthy money mindset and grow your business organically through mindset, through planning, through really thinking through how do I want to achieve the income of my dreams. And I think if you're in that boat and you feel like money is a struggle, you feel like you've got the bits and pieces of your business and you have the confidence you can continue to run your business and get there, Joy's plan is going to be that accelerator to take you to that next step. She really is just such an amazing person. I connected with her so well. I feel like she's very grounded. She's very down to earth. I would highly recommend her. And I think she, again, has such an amazing background and story, and having that unique skill set of the coaching and the life coaching aspect, overcoming her own money limitations, right? And teaching people to do that. Being an entrepreneur, she understands the challenges of small businesses, mindset, profit, all of it, right? And then really honing in on fixing a problem for so many people, which is having the confidence to go out there, literally physically, visibly go out there in the world, present their faces, and overcome that lack of self-confidence to get their message out, because there's so many people that want to hear your story and want to work with you that need your help, and Joy will absolutely show you how to do that.